Week 1 of fantasy football is upon us, and it promises to be an exhilarating start. The spotlight is set on the rookie running backs, and fans are bursting with anticipation to see how Ashton Jeanty, Omarion Hampton, TreVeyon Henderson, and Harvey will perform as they embark on their NFL journeys. Among these newcomers, Henderson and Harvey stand out as must-start players this week, while Ollie Gordon II could surprise us as a sleeper pick. On the other hand, I would recommend holding off on Jacory Croskey-Merritt until we can gauge his role within the Washington offense. Jerome Ford has the potential to significantly impact both the Cleveland Browns and fantasy managers in their matchup against the Bengals, especially since Quinshon Judkins hasn't yet signed. Meanwhile, don't expect much from Caleb Johnson, as he's likely to have a minimal role with the Steelers. So I would advocate for starting Jaylen Warren in the Week 1 clash against the Jets. Now, shifting focus from those newbies, one of my personal favorite running backs for this week is Aaron Jones. He has a fantastic track record against the Bears, making him a reliable option. Conversely, considering the tough matchup with the Steelers, I recommend using Breece Hall strictly as a flex starter this week. Dive deeper into my detailed analysis on these players in the Start and Sit M running back section below. And don't miss out. I'll have all my Week 1 insights available when the full Stardom Situm article drops on Wednesday night. Running backs to consider starting. Projections powered by Sportsline. NE, New England, number 32, age 22. Rookie weekly breakdown. Matchup versus LV. Over-under 43.5. Op versus running backs. 15th. Project points. RB rank 19th. 2024 stats. Rush yards 0. Rec yards 0. TD. Henderson might not be the first running back on the field for the Patriots, as Ramondre Stevenson could get that honors in his absence, potentially receiving more touches than Henderson in his first professional game. However, the rookie is set to have plenty of chances to shine, making him a player you'll want in your lineup this week against the Raiders. His preseason performance was electrifying, and I anticipate the New England offense will find success playing at home against Las Vegas. I'm betting on him to exceed 21.5 receiving yards, since he should be a key target for quarterback Drake May in this contest. Chicago, number 4. Age, 26. Experience, 6 years. Weekly breakdown. Matchup versus Min. Min, minus 1.5, over 44. Ops, 8th. Project points, 11.1. Running backs yards, defense, 15.6. While I have reservations about Swift's matchup against the Vikings, Chicago may head into this matchup with backup running backs Roschon Johnson, injured foot, and Kyle Monangai, details undisclosed, either out or at restricted capacity, which would open the door for Swift to take charge. For instance, in a preseason game against the Chiefs, he participated in 20 out of 21 plays with the first-team offense. Though Swift struggled against the Vikings last season in their 2 matchups, averaging less than 10 PPR points each time, I'm optimistic that with Ben Johnson as the new coach, he'll have better numbers this week. I'm confidently starting Swift as a number 2 RB in all leagues, anticipating abundant involvement in the passing game. I'll also bet the over on his prop of 2.5 receptions on FanDuel. Min, Minnesota, number 33. Age, 30. Experience. Okay, 9 years. Weekly breakdown. Matchup, at Chai. Min, run hard, 2.5. Rush yards, 138. Recs, 51. Rec yards, 400. TDs, 7. I have some concerns about Jones being a steady number 2 fantasy running back throughout the season, and I'm eager to see how the workload is shared with Jordan Mason in Week 1. Nevertheless, I'll confidently start Jones as he has a phenomenal history against Chicago. In their last 12 encounters dating back to 2019, he has averaged 18.3 PPR points per game against the Bears, including both matchups last season. Thus, I'm inclined to take the over on his rushing yards prop, set at 49.5 on FanDuel, given that he rushed for at least 86 yards in both games versus Chicago last year. Cleveland, number 34, age 25, experience 4 years, weekly breakdown, matchup versus Cincy. Cincy minus 5.5, over 47.5, 18th, projected points 13.2, RB rank, rushing yards 565, rec 37, rec yards 9.6. This week will reveal how the Browns plan to utilize their running backs while waiting for Quinshon Judkins to sign. I forecast that Ford will be the key ball carrier, making him a viable number 2 running back in all leagues, with Dylan Sampson potentially as a flex option. Last year, Ford had a standout performance against Cincinnati, with 11 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown, along with 5 receptions for 39 yards, netting an impressive 24.1 PPR points. Hopefully, he can replicate that success in this upcoming game. DEN, Denver 37, age 24, experience, rookie weekly breakdown, matchup versus 10, Den 8, over 42.5, op running back 1, at 4th, running back 24th, running back 1, NFL ranking 24th. Although Harvey may not be the starting back in the Week 1 matchup against the Titans, he is expected to log significant minutes. I'm optimistic about his chances at home against Tennessee, since the Broncos are favored by 7.5 points. Harvey displayed fantastic potential in the preseason, and I anticipate he'll have plenty of opportunities to shine for Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Dobbins could also serve as a flex option in deeper formats, but I see Harvey as a reliable number 2 running back across the board. I'll also take the over on his rushing yards on FanDuel, set at 34.5. Players to sit. Projections powered by Sportsline. NYJ, New York Jets, number 20. Age, 24. Experience, 4 years. Weekly breakdown. Matchup versus Pitt. Pitt minus 2.5, over under 38.5. 11th. Proj PTS 11.7. RB rank 23rd. 2024 stats, 876, receiving yards, 483, TDs, FPTS per game. The Jets are facing a setback with starting right guard Elijah Vera-Tucker, triceps, unavailable in Week 1 against the Steelers, potentially resulting in a detrimental impact on the Jets' entire offense, including Hall. This week will finally illustrate how the Jets plan to utilize Hall in a committee with Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. Given the challenging matchup against the Steelers, I would advise employing Hall only as a flex option in this contest. The Steelers are expected to push Justin Fields to win through the air, enhancing Hall's importance for Pittsburgh. While I would love to witness a standout performance from him, my optimism is tempered, especially in light of Vera-Tucker's injury. I'm placing my bets on the under for Hall's rush attempts, currently at 12.5 on FanDuel. Dallas, number 33, age 25, experience 5 years. Weekly breakdown, matchup at PHI. Fields versus RB, importance for Pittsburgh. I'm intrigued to see how the Cowboys will employ their running backs in Week 1, particularly with Williams slated to start alongside Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders. I suggest treating Williams as a flex option at best against the Eagles, who ranked 2nd in allowing the fewest fantasy points to rival running backs last year. It would be ideal if Williams dominated touches, but this backfield seems likely to be unpredictable throughout the season. With the difficult matchup considering the matchup, I recommend avoiding the hassle this week. Even though Williams' rushing yards prop is low, I'm still going to take the under for his total of 36.5 on FanDuel. HOU Houston-21, age 29, experience 8 years. Weekly breakdown, matchup at LAR. LAR minus 3, over 43.5. 17th, projected points, 9 rushing yards points per game. 7th to Baltimore stats, Chubb is anticipated to start with Joe Mixon sidelined due to a foot injury. But there's a possibility of a running back committee with Dameon Pierce, Woody Marks, and Dare Ogunbowale. This could become a complicated situation against the Rams, and ideally, you wouldn't want to rely on Chubb as a starter this week. The unknown length of Mixon's absence elevates the desire for one of these running backs to step into a fantasy-relevant role moving forward, and Chubb might just be that player. However, I advise against starting him if it can be avoided in Week 1 on the road. I plan to play the under on Chubb's rushing yards prop on FanDuel, which is 42.5. He has only exceeded that total 4 times in 8 games last year. Odds Washington/32. That's an important analysis. Greg didn't mention Kelsey Crawford for the extra time. The matchup is game on. Horse for backup traits is limited. Unfortunate. I'm sorry, but unfortunate. Trailing behind Austin Eckler, Chris Rodriguez Jr., and Jeremy McNichols. However, depth charts don't always dictate performance, and during practice on Wednesday, Croskey-Merritt showed promise by ranking second among running backs in drills behind Eckler. It will be interesting to see how this unfolds against the Giants, but I recommend steering clear of Croskey-Merritt in most leagues this week. At best, consider him a flex option due to the matchup. But don't be shocked if his playing time is limited. Bust alert. Start sit. Projections powered by Sportsline. KC, Kansas City. Number 10. Age, 26. Experience, 4 years. Weekly breakdown. Matchup, at LAC. KC -3, over 46.5. Projections powered by Sportsline. KC, Kansas City. Number 10. Age, 26. Experience, 4 years. It's thrilling to see Pacheco back to form after his leg injury last season during Week 2. Despite a few struggles when he returned in Week 13, his training camp and preseason performances have offered encouraging signs. As we head into Week 1, it remains to be seen how Kansas City will distribute touches among its running backs, including Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, and Brashard Smith. I expect Pacheco to lead in touches, but this will be a challenging match against the Chargers, who were among the top 6 last season in limiting fantasy points to running backs, and were number 1 in preventing rushing touchdowns to running backs with only 4 allowed. I would comfortably take Pacheco in a flex role. However, I'd advise tempering expectations. Moreover, I'm concerned about Pacheco's role in the passing game, and I plan to hit the under on his reception total prop on FanDuel, currently set at 1.5.